let me introduce to you our esteemed guest to share with us how to raise smart and successful kids. It will be a wasted opportunity if we will not get to hear from her. Why? Because young woman like her is a rare gem. I will introduce her to you by reading an excerpt of what her son has written about her. Here it is. She is a multifaceted businesswoman, superior on her vocation, notable in every aspect, the best of her class. In her 42-year career, she has done what most cannot. She has the uncanny ability of handling multiple companies and coming out on top of each of them. She is an award-winning insurance, pre-need financial advisor who has garnered more than 1,400 awards. Just wow. And then she is also a lifetime member of $1 Million Roundtable. She's been a member for 13 years. And then she is a 2-time Court of the Table member. She is really something else. You know what? She has more than 7,000 clients today. She is recognized as a pillar in the industry and made her mark as one of the best in her field. She is currently semi-retired, but her love and service for her clients kept her from working. And because of that, she is still at the top of the game. Because of her exemplary performance, she was able to travel the world mostly for free. She's been to 30 cities in US and Canada, 20 countries in Europe, 15 countries in Asia, all major cities in Australia, 20 cities in the Philippines, and she has been to several cruises. She garnered honors and rewards beyond her wildest dreams. But most of all, she is loved and respected by her children. Her 2 sons grew up to be fine, well-mannered gentlemen. So what more can a mom ask for? So let me not keep you waiting. Let us give a big round of virtual applause to the woman of the hour, Miss Nellie Ann Lim Tan. Yan. These are the pictures of Tita Nellie Ann and her sons. So Tita Nellie Ann, is she with us already?
Magandang araw, Vicky.
Magandang araw po, Tita Nellie.
And to everyone watching us today, I'm so honored and privileged to be invited this morning for this interview.
And thank you so much for deciding to grace the occasion with us this Mother's Day.
My pleasure.
Maraming salamat po. Magsisimulan ko na po kagad magtanong, ha? Tita, how old are you when you got married?
Oh, I got married quite late. I was already 31 years old when I got married, which is unusual for a Filipino-Chinese family because during that time, you know, women should get married after graduation or from ages 25 to 28. So medyo late na ako nag-asawa, 31.
Ako rin po medyo late na kasi I was 28 when I got married. And ang naging concern ko when I got married, after several months, I got pregnant and I got anxious. Paano ko palalakihin itong mga anak ko? Will I be a good mom? Ikaw, Tita, ilang taon nagkaanak ka ba kaagad?
I got, yes, I delivered my son, William Edison, already at age 34. So, medyo it was a really challenging pregnancy. Gusto mo ba ikwento ko?
Why challenging ang tanong, no? So,
yes.
34 years old when you got pregnant with your first child. So, tell us about your plans, Tita. I will be sharing my screen once again.
Yes.
How do you do that? Ayan po. Sino po rito ang inyong first son?
The one on the right is William Edison. We call him Wealth. And the one on the left is Will Nelson. We call him Billy.
Billy. Ang popogi ng mga anak ng tita. How about this one? Nung lumaki na sila, para makilala po ng mga guests natin.
Yes, the one on the left is Billy, and then yung eldest ko si William sa right.
Okay. Unahin po natin, magkwentuhan po tayo. Tell us something about your eldest po, si Welt.
Sewell is a graduate of LaSalle, and he pursued continuous in Ateneo Business Graduate School. He is now a stockbroker. He is an equities trader, portfolio manager, and for clients spanning in Asia, Europe, North America, and Australia. Sorry.
Okay lang, Patita.
Okay.
What else, Patita? Do you want to share something else about Welt?
Yes, it was challenging when, do you want me to share how he was born?
Sige po, tita.
My two sons were born premature. 7th month, I delivered them Lamaze method, no? So si William, on my way home from work, I was driving. He was on my 6th month, I had already the water coming out. So while driving, so immediately I know that it's a same delivery already, but 6 months pa lang. So immediately, yes, I went to Cardinal Santos and then an ER, and then when they check na lumalabas na daw yung baby, so I have to immediately call the OB-GYN, and then sabi, hindi ka pa pwedeng manganak, 6 months pa lang. So I stayed in Cardinal Santos for 1 month with my feet up. Hindi pwedeng mag-CR, you know, everything in bed. 1 month, I imagine, in Cardinal Santos. Kasi every day they have to push the baby in, bawal lumabas, and then may contractions. Talaga. But during that 1 month, it was amazing because I called up the clients that I was supposed to see, no? Because hindi naman nila alam na I was in the hospital. So I had a lot of appointments already scheduled. So what happened is when I called my clients, they were surprised, no, na ganun nangyari. So they came to visit me sa hospital. So and doon na kami nag-usap tungkol sa mga proposal ko and everything. So
kahit nasa hospital na nagtatrabaho pa rin,
yes,
ibang klase.
The telephone is beside me. Para hindi ako ma-bored, tatawag na ako sa mga clients ko, and then I tell them I'm in the hospital, so hindi ko sila ma-meet. So sila na yung pupunta sa hospital.
Talaga
so,
ina-update.
Yeah, so luckily I was able to solve a lot of policies. I even sold the doctor, the nurse, yung lahat na people that come to visit.
So that explains this more than 7,000 clients that you have.
Yes,
ganun kakasipag.
No, because mga referrals, and then dati kasi uso yung fax machine and answering machine. So fina-fax ko lang yung mga proposals, and then I just answer them on the phone, ganon. So kasi siyempre it's hard to handle so many clients at the same time, no?
Imagine, yung mga mommies na nakikinig, tignan nyo ha, nasa hospital na siya, and yet talagang masigasig si
Yes,
Tita
and you
Nellie
know,
Ann.
the 7th month gusto ko ng mga anak, no? Kasi 6 months ako, 1 month na, the 7 pa lang yon. Sabi ko, Doc, can I have the delivery already? Sabi niya, pwede, 7th month pwede na. So I said, can I go to the bathroom, take my shower, shampoo? Kasi isang buwan ako hindi naligo. So immediately sabi niya, sige, nako, after my shower, chinek ako ni doctor, lalabas na yung baby. Tinawag na
nagmamadali talaga siya.
Yeah, tinawag niya yung family ko, like that. And then sabi ng mother-in-law ko, hindi pa siya pwede lumabas kasi year of the tiger, magiging matapang ang baby. Kailangan antayin natin madaling araw. So wait na naman sa delivery room until it's time to deliver, no? So doon, when it's time to deliver, yung husband ko, kuha ng pictures every angle. Sabi ko, nako, censored, huwag mo kunin yung mukha ko. Talagang he took pictures. So when the baby was out, pinalo ng OP, nag-cry, and then the baby was placed in my tummy until he was placed in the incubator. Sabi ng mga doktor, ikaw ang pinakatahimik na nanganak dito. walang ingay daw na, you know, very, the following day, naglalakat na ako. I went to the nursery na. So
pero what I like about you, Tita, talagang positive pa rin yung mindset mo, no, kahit gaano katagal sa hospital. Imagine, first baby, you waited for the baby, and then ito yung nangyari, premature siya. And syempre, how about, hindi ka ba anxious kung normal kaya lalabas yung anak ko.
Yeah, I
considering-
was. In fact, some people said na kung medyo may edad ka na nanganak, it is either daw matalino or bobo o baka daw mongoloid or retarded. Yung mga ganun.
But turned out,
sabi.
pogi,
Yes,
matalino. Di ba po? How
But
about
I
Billy?
praise God
How
to
about
turn
Billy, tita? Si Billy naman ang pagkwentuhan natin.
Si
How about
Billy naman, he was born when I was already 38 years old. So 4 years after pa, hindi kagat-kagat. Kaya 4 years ang difference ng edad nila.
Age gap nila.
Yes, 4 years. So when he was born, ganun din, 7th month din, lumabas na, hindi din nag-antay ng 9 months. Kasi nagda-drive pa ako.
Nagmamadali silang lumabas sa mundo, tita.
Yes, saka sobrang mababa daw yung matris ko. That's the
Okay,
reason.
kaya po pala.
Oo, so sabi ko, okay na yung dalawa kasi 38 na ako eh. Mahirap na magsugal, di ba? Baka mamaya, I just have to, and mga Chinese naman, gustong-gusto ang lalaki. No?
Tama. Alam ko rin yun. Gusto niyo lalaki ang firstborn and the second one. Tama.
Yes, so okay na yan. Pero in my heart, gustong-gusto ko talaga magkaroon ng babae.
Girl.
Because I know that girls will take care of their parents when they're in the hospital, when they're sick, when they're old. And mga lalaki, baka hindi ako alagain. Yun ang nasa mindset ko, di ba? Usually because I took care of my parents. When they're old, lagi
And
naman
it turns out, tita, naging mabuti ang iyong mga anak. Sinalagaan ka nila, tama?
Praise God, they became good. They became like sons and daughters to me. So parang maalagain din. So I praise God for that really.
Doon ako mamaya curious paano mo sila pinalaki. Tatanungin ko yung tita. Pero di ba, tama po ba Billy is here with us?
Yes, Billy is here with
Billy,
us.
can I invite him to join us? I will be flashing a photo of Billy. Yes. Billy, alam mo na papanood kita sa CCF during virtual services. I want to ask him something about this photo. Hi, good morning, Billy. Thank you for joining us. May question ako Parang can you share with us what happened to you when you went to South Africa?
So when I went to South Africa, there was an accident just because I was going into a city, actually a part of Johannesburg, where ano pala siya, medyo dangerous. So imagine like here in Manila, if you go to Tondo in a very, I would say, dangerous street, tapos ikaw lang mag-isa. So I was in a way assaulted. So merong nag-attack lang na guy who has this really long knife. Tapos I think he wanted to rob me kasi meron din ako may mga gamit rin ako doon. And obviously, mukha naman akong tourist nung time na yon. So
what year was that, Billy?
It was 2016.
In 2016.
That was around mga a little more than 4 years ago.
What happened nung inattack ka nung guy? What happened to you?
So ano naman siya, when na-attack ako noon, I evaded yung attack niya, no? So when I was trying to evade it, medyo nahulog lang ako and then I hit my head. So when I hit my head, I had to go to the hospital for quite a while. Medyo unconscious ako. But there was
na-ICU ka?
Na-ICU ako. But there was a person kasi who helped me. Along that street, there's just one store na naka-open. It was day actually. So all the stores are closed. So except for one. I think it was a Pakistani guy who was selling textile, mga tela. Tapos pinapunta kami doon, kasama ko yung friend ko. And then nagtawag ng Uber at the time, and then dala kami to the hotel. Tapos at the time sabi ko, okay lang yan, okay lang ako. Parang I just feel sleepy, no. Pero sabi ng friend ko, we need to go to the hospital. Ang good call ng friend ko is buti na lang nakapunta kami ng hospital kasi apparently sabi ng doctor, if tinulog ko na lang siya, I might not have been conscious kasi medyo nagkakaroon na ako ng internal hemorrhage. So praise God, everything went well. Okay naman na.
Maraming for sharing with us your story. Ang tanong ko kasi ito, tita, I can't imagine the pain that you went through when you heard about the news. Kasi biruin mo, no, you're thinking your son is having a grand time in South Africa, and then here you are, you heard the news that he encountered an accident and nag-aagaw buhay siya kasi nasa ICU siya. How did you feel? Ano yung naramdaman mo? And then also, paano mo siya pinrases? Paano ka naka-recover?
Of course,
As
I
a
was
mom.
shocked. Yes, of course, I was shocked when his friend called me on the phone. Now, what happened? I was just on my way home from a Christmas reunion. No, we had a Christmas reunion every year. So that shocking news was really terrible because hindi ko akalain that will happen to us. So immediately, my son posted in Facebook yung what happened, and then the sad part is na pinapa-deposit ako ng parang 500,000 dun sa account ng hospital, no? Kasi kailangan mag-deposit because ano lang siya, tourist di ba?
Wala siyang travel insurance.
Oo. I thought he had travel insurance. I sell travel insurance, but apparently sabi niya yung friend daw niya nagbebenta. So sa friend na lang daw niya bibili. And then hindi pala naka-covered yung South Africa.
Actually, wala naman akong biniling any travel insurance, even with other friends.
Pero sabi nga ni tita, hindi rin naman covered in South Africa. That makes it more challenging kasi hindi siya covered dahil
although my company covered everything.
Yeah, the company covered
good.
everything. So when that amount was given to me, sabi ko, saan ba ko kukuha? I don't have that amount at home, no? Tapos ang dami kong tinawagan, parang wala lahat. So finally, when he called again, sabi niya ganon, I called up the friend of my son. Sabi niya, she's willing to help. So, tinawagan yung Unilever where my son worked. And then sabi nila, meron silang office in South Africa. So, sila nang bahala lahat. So, talagang, that was a miracle because they took care of him. And my son posted in Facebook. And then, ang dami na nag-offer ng kung ano-ano, no? Kung what kind of help they could give to me. So, of course, what I need is to call all the pastors that I know for prayers. Number one, di ba? Prayers.
Yes po.
So, I call up all my pastor, kakilala, please pray for my son. So, so all over the world, kasi my son is a singer, so he has lots of friends in Europe. So, yung mga friends niya, yung Europe na malapit doon, nagsidalaw na sa hospital, kasama may mga family. So, ganon. It was really...
Sobrang bilib ako sa pagkakalma mo, tita. Kasi ko ako yon as a mom, ay hindi ko alam kung parang magagawa ko ba yung nagawa mo. Yung you're so calm. Tapos alam mo kung ano yung mga tamang gawin.
Saka Vicky, because I was supposed to fly there, no? Kaya lang, sabi nung friend ng anak ko, wag na, yung anak si William na lang ang pupunta doon kasama yung friend ng anak ko. But then, di ba, holidays, walang visa. Kailangan ko ng visa. Imagine the visa will be on January 4 pa, December 25 yun. So, no way talaga to go to South Africa.
So, yung Christmas season mo during that time was spent in sleepless night worrying about Billy.
Yes, praying with the pastors.
Ayun, that's the best. Biruin mo, instead of worrying, you are praying and trusting God that He will take care of Billy. Sobrang impressive. Yes. Impressive yung attitude, tita. I'm quite curious, tita. Have they always been obedient? Naririnig ni Billy. Have they always been good children? Kasi, di ba, they are both disciplined. Wala silang bisyo. And then, Billy is active in the church ministry. Paano ka nag-instill ng discipline sa kanila?
Yes, they were very disciplined and obedient. Kasi as children, I don't spoil them. I don't buy what they like or yung talagang what I can afford. Si Billy nga, I remember when he was only in grade school, I brought him to Shoe Mart, to buy a pair of shoes. Ang binibili ko yung worth 1,200. Pero sabi ni Billy, Ma'am, that's too expensive. Kasi mabilis daw lumaki yung paan niya. Buy something cheaper. Siya pa yung ganon. So we ended ended buying a pair of shoes worth 150. Yung gusto ko yung 1-2. Yung sa bata pa lang niya, marunong na.
Gusto mo siya i-spoil siya yung disciplined enough.
Yes, at that young age, he knows how to, no, kasi tama naman, mabilis lumaki yung paa ng bata, di ba? Why buy expensive shoes? Kasi yung mga ibang anak ng friends ko, kailangan imported, kailangan galing US, yung mga ganon.
So,
Siguro,
tita, sige, Billy, let me listen to what you wish.
Yeah,
share.
maybe I'll share my perspective on that, no? Kasi
Sige.
if you were to ask if if disciplinarian yung mom ko, I'd say no. Just because she was never controlling. Parang she never told us na kailangan ito lang, dapat ganito lang. However, 'di ba, in any kid or any children, you in a way do the same thing as what you see in your parents. And when I see my mom na very thrifty, hindi yan nag-splurge sa mga name brands. She would always look after ano ba yung practical, what is useful, what do I need more than what I want. So in that way, when I was growing up, I kind of have that same behavior. So yung kwento nga ni Mommy about the shoes, nakita ko si Mommy in terms of looking at or buying shoes, that's exactly the same way. So ganun siya. So parang kung ano yung
She's really a good role model. Oo.
Alam mo, nga, nagkakaroon lang ako ng mga branded ng mga bags or whatever. Ngayon lang, mga bigay ng anak ko. When they go to Europe, binili niya akong Prada, binili akong Michael Kors. Nagkaroon lang akong branded because gift ng mga anak ko. So, I never buy anything branded talagang, practical, di ba?
Ganun din ako, tita. I was intentional in raising my children, lalo na pagdating sa finances. Talagang tinuruturuan ko sila na magtipid for the future. Do not spend everything today kasi you do not know what the future holds. Tapos ang kagandahan nun, ang babata pa nila, may mga savings and investments na sila. And you do that intentionally unless they see someone to follow, katulad nyo, yung role model kayo ng mga anak nyo, it will never happen. Tapos yun nga yung sabi nyo kanina you do not spoil them. Hindi yung porket iiyak yung bata, yun natuwa ako dun Kasi I remember, ganyan din yung mga anak ko. I bring them to the mall, pero ako, yung hindi katulad ni Tita Nellie Ann, hindi, yung walang do's and don'ts. I tell them, ang babata pa nila, mga 1-year-old, 2-year-old, I will orient them na we will be going to a mall. You will see a lot of toys there. Tapos mga expensive na mga bagay. But you can take a look at them, you can touch them. Pero wag kang iiyak doon para humingi sa akin ng pambili. Kasi papaluin kita pag uwi sa bahay. Parang gano'n. Kasi limit. Ina-explain ko po sa kanila na mahirap kitain yung pera. Hindi ako nagbe-baby talk yon. That's what I'm saying. Hindi ako nagbe-baby talk. I want them to understand life kahit bata pa sila. And yun, lumaki naman sila. Kayo naman, nabuhay sila by example. Tama po ba? On becoming smart, meron po ba kayong mga ginawa para parang masigurado na matalino sila paglaki nila? Meron po ba kayong mga pinalo na process para masiguradong matalino sila paglaki nila at maging successful? Meron po ba kayong ganun?
Yeah, when they were small, I listened to a lot of music. Alam mo si Wealthy at age 2, nakakanta na niya yung buong Bayang Magilyo. Memorize. Kasi sa morning, nag-open ako TV, Bayang Magilyo hanggang matulog. Na-memorize niya yun at age 2. So they started talking at an early age. So, tapos si Billy, lagi nag-a-attend ng mga awarding ko. So, na-expose na sila sa bundok ko pag may mga awarding ako na pwedeng sumamang bata.
Pinangarap din po nila na makareceive ng award katulad ni Mommy. Dapat achiever din ako kasi my mom is an achiever. Ganun
yes,
po ba
that is what he is now. He's really achiever and he received a lot of awards also, Billy. So, because when they were young, hindi sila mahilig masyado sa mga laro-laruan ng mga bata or what. Like now, yung mga children ko, they would listen to videos of famous speakers.
Wow.
Time nila, hindi sila mahilig sa mga Netflix, yung mga movies. Ang time nila is listening to successful people, yung mga ganon ba? because
Galing.
yes, oo.
Ako po, tita, kasi I was intentional. Oh, so yes, Billy, ikaw unahin ko. You're about to say something.
No, pero ano naman, syempre we did have childhood naman. So we still play with toys.
Ah,
And we still,
ibig sabihin,
hindi
ano,
naman
you
kami-
enjoyed your childhood pa rin.
Oo, excitement. So we're normal kids, you know, playing, horsing around. But at the same time, I'd like to piggyback on what my mom said. Na when I was younger, I would remember na to be parang ako yung escort ng mom ko lagi when going to the awards nights. I would always be there. Tapos mom would always say nga na kapag pumunta siya ng stage, hinahabol ko pa siya, nakikigulo ako sa stage. Kasi I just want to be there, you know. Parang ano,
Part ka of the show.
you know, part of the show and all. But at the same time, it also inspired me, no? No, na parang every time that I see my mom going into the stage and seeing that, you know, pagdating ko sa bahay, yung mga awards niya, nagiging paperweight sa loob ng bahay. Parang ako, ano ba yan?
Sobrang dami.
Parang
Hindi ka ba
talag-
ng problema, tita, kung saan mo siya ilalagay? Ang
Oh,
dami.
but at the same time, it also gives inspiration, but also normalcy. Kasi in a way, parang with a kid, parang growing up, when I see that my parents is excelling and succeeding, it kind of give me that environment na this is something that you can also achieve. And this is something that you can achieve for. It boils down to yung ano nga 'di ba? What you see is being replicated by your kids or your children. Na parang gagayahin mo talaga. So kung yun yung nakikita mo sa parents mo, if they're working hard, if they're succeeding and they're rewarded for it, you will also aim for that excellence.
Tama. Magandang ano yan. Magandang point. And then, kanina, going back doon sa sinabi ni tita, nakikinig siya sa mga music. Ganun din po ako, I was intentional nga in raising my children. So, nagpapatugtog po ako ng mga Mozart, yung mga Beethoven. Kasi nabasa ko na nakakatalino daw yun once na nakikinig sila, kahit tabang nasa tiyan pa sila.
Yes.
And then, ang isa pa intentionally, I read the Bible to them.
Yes.
Every night, kahit nasa tiyan pa sila, talagang on a regular basis. Pero ngayon, malalaki na sila. I'm telling them na you should be having your devotion on your own. Dapat matuto ka to seek God on your own. Yung mga ganun. And then, tita, wala ba sa mga anak mo nagkaroon talaga, wala kang naging headache sa kanila as teenagers? Kasi may mga mommies, di ba, kapag nag-teenager na yung anak, they encounter challenges, nahihirapan na sila to communicate with their children, tapos hindi na sila nagkakaintindihan. Sabi nila, may generation gap. Ganun ba? Na-experience nyo rin yun nila Billy and Well?
Wala naman because I tried to, I'm very blessed because their friends are Christians. They were brought up in a Christian school. They started in elementary and grade school sa Jubilee. So, stricto sila. And mga friends ni Billy, mga Christians of course, and then they studied together. Alam mo yung mga friends ni Billy, lahat honor student. Kaya pati si Billy, honor na din. Kasi hindi ba sabihan,
Nahawahan.
tell me who your friends are and I tell you who you are.
Tama.
So if you go with friends who are good, hindi sila mahilig mag-disco, mag-bar, mag-night clubbing, uminom, smoking. Yun yung talagang prinay ko sa Lord na none of my boys are like that kasi they mingle with good friends, yung mga Christians, no? Kaya wala akong naging problema sa kanila in childhood up to when they were teenagers kasi they were very, as I should say, obedient nga na did not give me any problem at all.
Yeah, I'll add to that. No, parang one blessing that or one intentional thing that my mom did was creating the environment. So when I was growing up, she made sure that the environment is, I would say, good for nurture. Kasi syempre, 'di ba, when we were growing up, may yung teenage years and even the toddler years, yan yung developmental stage eh. And if nasa bad environment ka, it will
Follow.
It will follow, right? So the biggest blessing na I would say with my mom is really putting me in an environment that is Christ-centric. So syempre, I grew up being in church, in Sunday schools, etc., and also being in a good school. So that environment also shaped how I am today. And to what my mom said, Diba, the Bible says naman, it's straightforward good morals is spoiled by bad company. So no matter how good or how good your parents raised you, you know what's right or wrong. If you're in a bad company, then it will be spoiled. So I would say yun yung naging crucial point there kasi if I were in the company of good men or good people, then it also boils down to how I function.
Oo, you will be influenced by it kasi bad company corrupts good character. And ang secret weapon ni Tita na mention niya kanina, she prayed for you. Bigyan kayo ng kaibigan who will influence you to do good and to draw near to God. Yun talaga yung sikreto ron eh. First is prayer and then yung intentionality mo to bring them to an environment na talagang rin sa kanila influence to do good and be good. Yung katulad nung kanina, you were sent to a good school, to a Christian school nung bata ka. So yun yung nag-influence at tumulong na mag-mold sa'yo.
Yeah, siguro may last point lang ako doon, no? Kasi you also talked about how to yung communication gap, especially on the teenager, di ba? And I would say na ako naman may relationship with my mom kasi when it comes to communication, it's easy just because she has this strength of relationship. Hindi ko alam kung, I think yun naman yung strength niya kaya siya nakabenta ng insurance.
Sigurado yun.
So parang nagbibita lang, parang magkaibigan na kaagad or there's warmth. But at the same time, at least for a mother and child or mother and son relationship, she has always been open. Meaning when I talk to her or talk even with a very sensitive topic, she always listens, but at the same time allows me to decide on my own. So hindi siya parang may kinig, tapos sasabihin niya sa akin, ito yung gagawin mo. It's more like, may kinig, I understand you, what do you think, ano yung magandang gawin? So it's more of a conversation more than a command, which is making it more like a friend, more than someone na you report to. So I think yun yung nagiging para mas nagiging open yung communication for a teenager if you're also open rather than it being magsasabi ka na nga ikaw pa yung napagalitan or ikaw pa yung so
we encounter friends.
Yeah, we're just like friends eh. Vicky, I would like to share a Bible verse, no? Na, yung sa Proverbs 22:6 it says, train your child in the way they should go. So when they grow older, they will not depart from it. Yan ang importante, yung from 0 age until 7. Kaya sa Chinese, sineselebrate pag 1 year old at saka 7. Yan yung big celebration talaga, no? Kasi 1 to 7, yun yung pag-train sa mga bata.
Yung formative years po talaga nila yun. Grabe, para silang mga sponge that absorbs everything. So, we make sure na intentional tayo kung ano yung na-absorb nila. And ako, tita, I don't allow them, nung bata sila ha. Kasi ako may control nga eh. Magkaiba kami ni tita. Kasi naman sa pagiging mommy, wala namang secret formula, right? Lahat tayo parang pagpasok natin doon, paano gagawin ko dito? Iba-iba yung style natin ng pagiging mommy. So ako naman ayoko silang nanonood ng mga shows na, kaya ngayon hindi sila nanonood ng mga gano'n. Halimbawa, nung bata pa sila, in-explain ko sa kanila na hindi maganda tong show na to kasi it's not according to the will of God. So, wag ito, mamili ka, dapat namimili ka. May kalayaan ka to choose kung yung panonoorin mo. Just make sure na you remember that God is watching you, that He is everywhere. He can see you, He can see what you are watching. So, wag yung masasama. So, thank God kasi may anak din ako na bunso. Ganun din siya, selective na siya in what to watch. Although, unlike sila Billy, nanonood yung mga Netflix, pero selected lang. Hindi mo sila makita manonood ng mga violent movies, yung mga, kasi di ba pag may anak ang lalaki, minsan the concern is na they watch pornographic mga films, di ba? problema rin ng mga parents yun eh. Parang how do I train them? So ginagawa natin yun habang bata pa sila, hindi yung pag malaki na sila, tsaka kayo magtatalo. And ang ganda nga nun sa inyo kasi you have an open communication, tapos you listen and you allow them to grow. O, yun po yung mga tips natin sa mga listeners. Sana you're learning from what we are discussing. So, tita, magja-jump naman ako sa ibang topic. When did you start working as a financial advisor, and why did you choose in life?
I started as a financial advisor in 1978. That time I was busy with
1978.
That time I was busy already with my business. I have a restaurant business, yung KFC, no? Kentucky, my parents brought that to the Philippines, so I handled that for quite a number of years until it became very strenuous niya. Kasi if you have a business, it's a 24-hour business. You have to take care of it. And then when my siblings started to get married, kasi ako yung bunso, so all of them got married, so they were not interested in the business. So I was the one left behind. So I took charge of the business until one day I said na parang gusto ko na i-give up kasi wala na akong liberty to do what I want to do, no? Naka-focus lang ko. Every time I travel to the States to attend the hotel and restaurant management, na pagbalik ko nagkakagulo yung may mga pagnanakaw, yung mga employees, diba? Yung mga away like that. So it was really hard. So I decided na lang, sabi ko, what business will I go to? My parents were very much against insurance kasi my older sister was in insurance. She was in life na. Nauna siya, no? So sabi niya, mag-insurance ka na lang. Sabi niya, kasi ayaw ng parents ko eh. Parang they think na insurance, kailangan you have to beg people to buy from you. Yung makikiusap ka, tapos babalik-balik hanggang hindi bibili. Yung parang gano'n ang impression, di ba? So sabi ko naman, insurance, I'm a very shy person. How can I go into insurance? Yung college nga, pag nag-aaral ako, school, library, wala na ako masyadong barkada. So I was very shy and timid. So parang sales will be parang far behind from what
Tama. Paano nangyari yun, tita? You're shy, you're timid, tapos napunta ka sa sales.
Yan na. Tapos sabi ng sister ko, try mo, gano'n. Sige, mag-seminar ka like that. Sabi ko, sino pang bebentahan ko? Nabentahan mo na lahat ng kamag-anak, kapatid. Sabi ko, malaki daw ang market. So that's why, sabi ko, sige, try ko. So I took the seminar like that without my parents knowing it pa, lalo na yung dad ko, gagalit yun. So I just took the seminar, started to learn until medyo ang first customers ko, yung sa mga bazaar tuwing Pasko, doon ako malapit. Kasi mga Chinese, maraming they own yung mga, kaya talagang my first clients were really yung mga hindi ko kilala. Nagwo-walk-in lang ako, bibili ako ng damit. Sasabihin ko, can I use my credit card? Tapos sasabihin ko doon sa saleswoman, siya bang may-ari ng tindahan? Sabi niya, yes ma'am, pwede ko makausap. Then I will approach them and then, can I use my credit card? Sabi, wala kaming credit card dito. Cheque. Cheque, pwede. Binigay ko yung calling card. Then that's how I did with the develop. Taga-ano ka pala, insurance. So sabi ko, yes, baka interesado ka. Yung nag-create.
Doon ako believe, tita, kasi alam mo, struggle yan ng majority. Parang mahihiyain ako, I'm timid. How do I approach people? Paano ka nag-transform?
Yun na nga I was really surprised. Siyempre, I always pray. At that time, my mom was my prayer partner. So, lagi kami nagdadasal, no? Every day. Di ba it says in Matthew 18:19, when 2 or 3 agree upon praying for anything, it will be done. So every time sabi ko, Mami, you pray naman na may mamimit ako mga clients. Kasi my parents also do not recommend any of their friends then. Wala silang recommend. So talagang cold canvassing talaga. Yung I will go to Green Hills, yung mga tindahan, sisilip ako, tatanong ko yung sales lady, yung ba yung may-ari? Yes, ma'am. Ayun, pag may-ari, bibili ako ng isang item para yun ang strategy ko. Sasabihin ko, can I use my my check or ano, yung parang then I gave my calling card. That starts the conversation. Before I knew it, ang dami ko nang nabenta ng mga owners ng mga iba-ibang establishment who up to now are my clients. And marami naging kinuha pa akong ninang, yung mga ganon, naging friends ko. And yun yung mga clients ko na 43 years na ako ngayon, na nanganak because when their children get married, insure mo yung anak ko, yung son-in-law ko, daughter-in-law. Pag nabuntis, insure mo yung apo ko. Kaya naging generation to generation. I don't have to look for new clients kasi ano na, yung
referral na siya.
Puro referral.
Yeah. Nakita ko, tita, kasi it's because you're diligent. Sabi nga sa Bible, have you seen a man skilled in his work? He will serve before kings. Kaya naman, sobra yung blessing. Kasi hindi naman basta-basta dumarating yung blessing, di ba? Meron din tayong kailangan gawin. We need to be obedient to God. And sa iyo, you're very diligent. Nakita ko yun sa iyo eh. And talagang, yes, Billy.
I'll also add up, no, kung ano yung sinabi ni Mommy. Kasi I think yung discussion is also on paano nga ba na nakakabenta even if you're shy or how.
Yeah.
So, ako, ang perspective ko dyan, I'm also in sales, no?
Okay.
And I'm also an introvert, very shy person. But I recognize already na before, there is this preconceived notion na, kapag sa sales, kailangan masalita ka, hindi ka mahihiyain, hindi ka kailangan very, very extroverted. But being in the industry also, I'm seeing that we shy folks or introverted people have a relatively, I would say, strong relationship building capabilities even beyond those extroverted folks. So I would say na may balance yan kasi kapag introvert ka, our strength or yung mga shy folks, ang strength natin is our ears. So we listen to what the client needs, what really matters to them, versus those who are strong with their mouth or their words. Na even before listening to what they need, they already hard selling stuff. Na hindi ko naman kailangan yan eh. Bakit yan yung binibenta mo? So I think that's where the power balance is. I would say na both would work and both have its strength. But it doesn't mean that one is better than the other.
Yes, tama. Alam nyo, bakit pare-pareho tayo? I'm also an introvert. Ito nga lang ginagawa ko to, hindi ko alam kung ba't ko ginagawa to. Kasi before, nung kabataan ko, hindi ko kayang gawin to na makipag-converse. Pero, nung nag-join ako ng InLife, what I was thinking is, I will be sharing something that is of value, something that will help other people. And yun, yung nagbigay sa akin ng courage to talk to people. Pero unless I see the value, kung wala siyang value, I cannot do it eh. Kasi I'm also an introvert. Sobrang mahihiyain ko when I started. Hindi ko kaya, hindi katulad mo, tita, hindi ko kaya lumapit sa mga yung sa mga strangers, yung mag-code canvas, ay nako. Hindi ko kaya talaga. When I'm in parties, nandun lang ako sa dulo, yung sa likuran. Tapos parang,
pero makinig ka makinig, diba? Tsaka mahilig ka mag-people watching. So alam mo kung sino yung mga talagang kailangan ng produkto.
Correct. Yung nag-observe ka lang.
Then, I want to share something with you. Kasi sabi ng mami ko, when you are in a party, you have to talk to the person to your left and to the right. And then when you're traveling, don't sit with people you know. Sit with strangers para you can talk with the stranger. You can share the Bible and talk about God. And then soon you learn na kaya minsan pag nagta-travel kami, hindi kami magkatabi eh. Para you can talk to the person to your left and to the right.
So ako may natutunan ako, meron pa akong room for improvement at my age. Kasi kailangan pala humiwalay ako. Kasi ganun ako, sir. Ganun po ako pag nasa labas eh. Tumatabi lang ako sa mga kakilala ko. I don't mingle with people.
Pero pati yung mom ko, very forceful yung pag-gano'n niya. Na ako ayoko talaga. As in kapag may parties, parang kailangan si mommy would always tell me na, kailangan mo to, Yala ka doon, kausapin mo to. O ka-age mo to, dapat magkausap kayo, tatabi ako doon. Tapos ako hindi ko talaga kakausapin kasi.
Oh, di ba? Kanina nabanggit niya yung kaya mong makinig dun sa mga, yung sa mga preachings or sa mga teachings or online. Eh ako, kaya ko rin gawin yun maghapon. I don't mind. Kahit wala akong kausap, ganun yung personality ko. Kasi mas gusto ko na tahimik at nag-iisa, nagmumuni-muni. Pero we have a job to do. Kailangan nating gawin yung kung ano yung will ni God and destiny ni God for us. Yun. Tita, may tanong pa ako. How has in life helped you sa iyong family? May naitulong ba siya sa inyo personally?
Meron naman, of course, kasi I was able to create a fund. I was able to invest in a lot of properties, condominiums, and
From your earnings, Tita?
From my earnings, yes, because sad to say, I did not inherit anything from my parents because my parents would give their donations to charity, to the church, to the so we really have to work hard on our own. No, we have to. So what I earned from being hardworking, I have to set aside for the future of my children, and as well for my retirement also. And then during that time, I was selling a lot of pre-knit. No, hindi pa nagkaroon ng disaster sa pre-knit industry, di ba? Daming bumagsak. Yung mga ibang nabentahan ko, I have to support them, lalo na yung mga teachers and yung mga employees na wala nang pang-college ng anak. Ako na ang nagpaaral sa mga anak just to meet up with the That's why I have to work hard because ang dami kong pinaaral na anak na hindi napaaral ng pre-knit company. But I gave that promise kasi minsan sabi nila, Ma'am, sabi mo, pag bumagsak yung kumpanya, ikaw ang bahala sa amin. So, parang naalala nila. So, I have to keep my word, no? So, sabi ko, sinabi ko ba yun? Sabi, oh ma'am, sabi mo, pag bumagsak yung company, ikaw magpapaaral sa mga anak ko. Sige, papaaralin ko sila.
Wow.
So, I have to work hard because ang dami kong, I have to meet the obligations that the company did not meet. Yung ganon, kaya I really have to work time, double time. Kaya ang dami kong company. It's not because I want to join so many companies. It's because it's a give and take. Sometimes when I sell a client a 2 million policies, sabihin nila, oh Nellie Ann, mag-join ka naman namin. Ang negosyo ko, networking. So sabi ko, oh sige, lahat, I never turn them down. Kaya I joined more than 50 networking company. Parang yung calling card ko, from birth to death, meron ako. Sometimes, meron, binibenta ko insurance, pero iba yung hinihingi. Like, napunta din ako sa real estate because my clients in Binondo, ang nagre-receive ng flyers. Hindi daw nila kilala yung mga ahente. Ako tatawagin. Then said, Nellie Ann, mag-seminar ka dito. I want to buy this property.
Ibig sabihin, Tita, you've earned their trust.
Yes,
talagang ikaw yung trusted agent nila.
Yes, I would walk in and then sell them, and then before I knew it, yung buong street nila or buong compound, rini-refer na ako. So dumami ng dumami. That's how my clientele grew because of referrals, no? Because I
nakita ko,
give them good service.
Nakita ko, Tita, yung generosity mo, God returned to you 100-fold ba or more than 100-fold?
More than 100-fold. Yes. Kasi during my sales then, lagi ako nagtatap, nadyadyaryo na ako. Doon na naging proud na yung dad ko, yung nakikita na niya ako sa dyaryo. Hindi niya akalain, nagtatap ako sa sales, no? A shy person like me. So he became proud of me na yung nadyadyaryo na ako. And then yun na nga, because of my helping other people, dumadami yung referrals. Like the other day, may nagtawag sa akin, referral ng client ko 30 years ago. Sabi ko, alam mo, Vicky, yung calling card ko is always different color. Minsan red, minsan green, back to back. Unusual. So ang mga Chinese, linalagay nila yung calling card nila sa table. Di ba may glass? Linalagay. So sabi niya, tinawagan niya ako 30 years after. Yung cellphone number ko, yung globe ko, yung uso pa yung malalaking cellphone, di ba dati? Yun na yung number ko. Yeah, it never changed. No? Yung landline lang nagbabago. So yung clients ko 30 years ago or more than that, the same number pa. So may refer sa akin 2 days ago na dalawang client of referral of a grandfather. Grandfather nag-refer doon sa apo. And when he was starting to ask me about the product, sabi ko, yeah, I have that. Then sabi niya, may kilala ka bang may ganong product? Meron din ako niyan. Etong company, meron din ako niyan. So lahat ng hinihingi niya, meron. And then I start vibering and doing, giving the price list and everything. Nagulat siya. Nellie Ann, ang dami ko. Lahat pala ng hinihingi ko, meron ka. And then before I knew it, this morning, na-close ko yung sale.
Wow, congratulations.
Na-email ko lang yung application. Kaya so important yung you know how to email, messenger. Yun lang talaga expert ko email, Viber.
Ibang klase mag-bless the Lord, nasa bahay ka lang and yet clients are calling you, looking after you. Kasi nga, a good name is better than silver or gold and you have managed to maintain a good name.
Yes.
Afternoon.
And I'm very blessed nga because the 2 boys are helping me with the technology. Kasi noon, utos lang ako ng utos. Then now, I'm learning. Si Bill is willing to teach me pag holidays or what, pero minsan ako yung nagiging busy Sabi niya siya ready, ako hindi
ikaw kasi loaded ka, tita. Sabi mo, ang dami mong businesses.
Tuturuan niya ako, sasabihin ko may Zoom meeting ako, yung ganon.
I have another question for you, tita. Sabi dito, they say at the present, yung work-life balance is already dead and work-life integration is the new norm. Pero ako, para sa kanila makabago yung work-life integration. Pero nakita ko ikaw, bago pa na-coin yung work-life integration, pinapractice mo na yun di ba? Yung parang, you're able to incorporate the different areas of your life to create a whole picture. You have a good relationship with your family, successful ka in your family life, tapos successful ka rin sa business mo, and then you mentioned kanina nung nasa hospital ka, di ba? Yung biruin mo yung integration of your business and your life. Nasa hospital na ako and yet I'm still servicing my client. How are you able to do that? Paano mo ginagawa? Anong klaseng mindset yun? How are you able to integrate work, life, and motherhood?
Syempre, I have to I have to keep myself healthy before I can do that. Kasi before, I always sleep at 4 a.m. Every day yon 4 a.m. ako natutulog. Because between 2 to 4, yun yung ginagawa ko yung paperwork ko, quiet time, walang cellphone, walang telephone calls, quiet moments ko yun, so between 2 to 4. So that's where I work. And then, of course, I have to keep myself healthy. So, believe ako sa eating a lot of multivitamins because before, nagne-networking ako That's why my 2 sons are both healthy. I give them mga multivitamins. Yung mga binibenta ko, siyempre, kakainin namin buong pamilya.
Supplements.
Supplements, yes. Would you believe, Vicky,
we grew up fat.
Yeah, when yung naging fat daw sila. When they were born up to now, hindi pa sila na hospitalized except yung accident ni Will, yung sa South. Yun lang yung ako naman. I'm already almost 70 years old na. I'm turning 70 this year. Hindi pa din ako na-hospitalize.
Praise the Lord.
Until yung dalawang delivery ko lang talaga yung
yun lang yung hospitalization mo.
Oo. Kung na-hospitalize man ako, 2 or 3 days lang kasi may hypertension din ako na naman ako sa parents ko.
Lalokohan kita, tita. Nasulit mo naman nag-premature birthday. Grabe. 1 month ka sa hospital.
Yes. And both of them were born premature. Kasi sobrang mababa yung matris ko. 7 months.
Siguro,
yes, Billy.
Kung work-life integration, yung sa mom ko siguro work lang. So siguro when it comes to work-life integration kasi, I would say na, well, this is my perspective seeing my mom. It's she works, but at the end of the day, parang why do you work? Right? And what matters to you the most. And when she does all the, those calls, those work, she allows, it's more of allowing it kasi she can easily not respond to the clients or really turn off her phone. But at the same time, she allows that communication and even that work because there's something that is beyond that work. And that's, I would say, family, about servicing, about her faith and all. So at the end of the day, work is just something that allows you to live a better life, or what you aspire. So hindi siya yung parang work is not essentially your life, but it's I would say a catalyst, or it's the reason, it's the way for you to also have that better life. And I think yun yung doon nang gagaling yun.
Oh, yeah. I like it that yes,
why
Patita.
When they already finish college and sila na yung nagfo-form ng mga trips, no? So that I will go with them. Tapos para naman to free myself from work, no? Although I have so many trips every year from the different companies, and I always make it a point to qualify for double para madala ko sila, no? But before when they were studying, ayaw nila mag-absent. So ang traveling partner ko is always my mom. Pero when they grew up, naging sila. And then ngayon, sila na yung nagfo-form ng trip. Like they formed trip to Scandinavia. Sila na and then Billy called me up one day. Sabi niya, Mami, huwag ka magdala ng credit card or cash, ha? Kami nang bahala. Yun yung sobrang na sila pala maglilibre sa akin. Pagdating sa Russia, may envelope na ng pera ng Russia in every country. And then whatever is left over, gastusin ko daw sa duty free. So parang nakaka din yung touch din na they know how to make trips for me, and then siya na din yung tour guide, lahat.
Yeah, I think it's about the environment, setting up the environment. So parang if you see your mom not working tirelessly, you create that environment para mawala lang doon. Para magkaroon lang ng refresher.
You would want her to take a rest naman and to take a break.
In travel kasi parang may bubble kayo kayo lang family. Tapos yung mga kliyente, syempre, hindi rin yan tatawag kasi mahal. Diba? So yun yung mga
paano yan ngayon? May messenger na.
Oo.
Bawal nga cellphone, tinatago nila yung cellphone.
Tama yun. That's good. That's good, tita. You deserve a break kasi talagang you work hard all your life. Papunta na po tayo sa almost done na po tayo sa interview. May tanong po ako. Tita, what advice can you give yung sa mga nanay who right now have infants or toddlers with them? Meron ka bang advice na may bibigay po sa kanila?
Yun na nga, as I said, you follow Proverbs 22:6, no? Train them as infant and up to yung 0 age to 7 years old. Kailangan hindi nila spoil, hindi nila bigay yung gusto nila. And one thing, yung I forgot to share, no? Yung wag sila mag-aaksaya ng pagkain. You know what I learned from my grandmother when I was 6 years old? Sabi niya, everything you take in your plate, dapat uubusin, walang maiiwan. Walang tira-tira like that. And you should learn something from anybody per day. Every day you learn one word or one anything, no? Like me, I learned how to speak Chinese kasi I never studied Chinese. Filipino school ako from elementary to college, Stella Maris, and then St. Joseph.
Previous sa akin yun na.
Yes, and then, but my Chinese clients keep talking to me in Chinese kasi mukhang Chinese ako, di ba? But then sabi ko, hindi ako marunong. But when they speak, I write it down. And then I learn a word every day until ngayon, I can speak fluent Chinese na. Kaya 98% of my clients are Chinese because I'm able to communicate with them. So yun yung sabi ng grandmother ko, you have to learn something every day since as a child, no? Tapos yun nga, yung not leaving any food on the table. So minsan pag ayaw ko yung food, linululun ko na lang para wala. Kaya magaling ako mag-swallow kasi pag ayaw ko yung food, sinaswallow ko na lang. And
lunok na lang ng lunok, tita.
And then ganun din sa mga anak ko, hindi sila nag-iiwan. Di ba yung mga buffet, minsan mountain of food, tapos hindi naman uubusin.
Tama.
So you get na lang what you want and then go back na lang if you want. Kaya minsan sabi nung maid ko, sabi niya, Ma'am, kumain na ba yung 2 anak mo? Sabi ko, bakit? Bakit ang linis ng plato?
Linis ng plate?
So, hindi na ako maghuhugas. Hindi, hugasin mo, may mantika. Kaya, talagang malinis.
Nice po.
Para sa growing up rin, parang, I remember that kasi my mom calls it clean plate hero. So every time after I eat, parang I need to show my mom na it's a clean plate. Kasi yun nga, even 1 grain of rice, kailangan wala.
Yes.
And I think ano eh, parang that's also very telling when I grew up with seeing other friends kapag nasa restaurant. Kapag sa restaurant, kilala na ako ng mga friends ko na taga-ubos ng pagkain. Kasi they literally over-order. Eh, I was trained and psychologically, parang bawal na may mga may mga, excessive food or tinatapon na food. So in a way, parang it's either I take it out or I need to fit.
Tama. Para sa akin kasi yan din, food is something, yung hindi ka nagsasayang. It's a way of thanking God for the blessing, di ba? Yung sa provision of food, and hindi madali mag-produce ng food. Lalo na yung even a grain of rice.
Yes.
Sobrang hirap ng mga farmers eh.
Yes, yun na nga.
So we inculcate that kind of value sa minds ng mga anak natin while they're young.
Yes.
Yeah, and yung learning, that's super important. Kasi parang no matter how young or how old you are now, once you stop learning, that's the time that you stop rin becoming better.
Oh, you stop growing.
Oh, you stop growing. So that's super important no matter how small or how big that learning is. Parang that kind of I would say exercise needs to also happen.
Ito naman, tita, encouragement naman sa mga mommies who are encountering challenges with their teenagers. Kasi not everyone is like you na merong magandang relationship with her children, merong open communication. Do you have a word for moms who are struggling right now with their teenagers?
Yeah, that as I said, you have to talk to them frequently, know what they like and what they don't like, and then of course, parang dapat makisama ka sa mga anak mo, no? Let's say they want to go here and there, they want to watch a movie. Samahan mo sila, never say no to the request of your children, because pag nag-say no ka or pabayaan mo, maghahanap siya ng barkada that will, parang treat your teenage children as if your friends then, and know their likes and dislikes, and then know their friends then, and communicate more often, because open communication is very important, no? Yung when you talk to them often, hindi mo pinapabayaan, hindi ka busy for them. Like me, maski na sobrang busy ako, pero kung kakausapin ako ng teenage son ko, I will have open ears for them. Makikinig ako, I will leave everything. If my son wants me to watch a movie with them, sige, maski nandito ko type ang movie, pero para lang makasama, no? Manunod ng di ko type. Sasama ko just to be with them. They want to go out to eat. Sige, we go out to eat. Masa anything they want na kaya ko naman ibigay, bibigay ko, because yun ang way na maging kayo close eh.
Yes, tama po, tama.
So, you don't be ever busy for your children. Pwede pang sa ibang tao, pero yung pag-anak mo mag-request, mag-invite sa iyo na maski nandun mo type, they want to see a ball game, di ko naman type ang ball game, sasama din sa whatever they want to do. I'm very open.
Yeah, tsaka may tactics yun si Mami eh. So number one, very important of open communication. So I think yun yung strength kasi ni Mami. She's really a listener. At the end of the day, parang kung makikita mo, 3 hours na yan kausap sa phone. Tapos paulit-ulit na lang yung pinag-uusapan nila. Hindi pa rin natatapos. But at the same time, parang so syempre it also happens with the teenager, no, when you're listening. So ano pala, I'm no longer a teenager. So just putting it out there. But at the same time, aside from that, there's also this tactic of my mom where she gets to deliberately know my friends and people around me. So the way she does it is not sobrang obvious na sino tong mga kaibigan mo. Ganito,
hindi intrusive.
Hindi siya intrusive, but she invites them. So she invites them to the house, she invites them to, eat out or whatever. So,
I do that too.
So syempre kung yung teenager, mag-yes yun kasi may sponsor eh. Syempre kung may sponsor, di yes, kaming pera nun. So at least parang at the same time, she also knows who I hang around with. But at the same time, she also builds that, sense of belongingness and also openness.
Oh, wow. Impressive. Last na po talaga ito, I'll be talking to Billy. I will be asking you, ano yung character traits that you have learned from your mom?
Character traits. So number one, I think it boils, parang number one, it's empathy. So
Wow.
I learned from my mom empathy because at the end of the day, when she listens to people, no matter how, whatever the background is, parang she's always the listener. I see na she's always this person who, na meron siyang ano eh, in a way charisma na rin, na people draw into her just because she listens a lot. Even if people are, alam mo yun, magkakaaway na yung mga taong yan, siya lang lahat ng kakampi lahat ng tao. So parang because she listens and she has empathy. And I think that is a very strong trait na in a way na mana ko. Kasi it is very also, it's also very strong when it comes to the salesmanship, no, yung sales craft. Because the more you are empathetic to people, the more you are also able to help them. The second one siguro is being practical. So practicality has also this strength when you're not splurging a lot just because of material things or material na you want to achieve. It grounds you to what's important. Right. So what's important now, what's important for the future, what's important for your kids, and what's important for your family. So if there's that foundation, then yun. The third one, and the most important one that I'm really thankful for, is she introduces me to Christ, right? Parang by creating that environment, everything just fell into place. Morals are there, the set of friends, the environment, even the psychology of things. But at the end of the day, why I'm doing and excelling and even looking for these achievements or these successes and helping out to others, basically why I'm striving for excellence is because I want them to be pointed through Christ and also for my mom to be proud of me. Kasi at the end of the day, magtatanong yung mga tao bakit ba nag-excel ako or nag-excel yung mom mo, right? And that's a big opportunity for you because I do have I want people to be pointed to Christ who is someone na why I'm aiming it for. But at the same time, it's also all your achievements kasi boils down to family, right? Na parang yung mga successes mo, dala-dala ko yung name ng mom ko, ng family ko. So if medyo hindi ako medyo tumatamad ako, you also bring your family name, right? And yun rin yung nakikita ko sa mom ko, it's no longer about her achievements. If I am achieving well and yung mga kids niya is achieving well, that's the most proud, yung proudest moment ng mga parents. No longer their own, but already a reflection of their kids.
Yes.
I don't know, tama ba yun?
Tama naman because right now si Billy is he graduated from Ateneo, and then right after graduating from Ateneo, he worked in Unilever. So ang position niya kagad sales operations executive, and then he was promoted, naging district manager for major accounts.
Galing.
And then nag-apply, when she saw an opening in Facebook, nag-apply siya sa Facebook and became the client solutions manager. Tapos na-promote siya 2 months ago sa Facebook. Through na-promoted siya, no? And then he is now the country head for commerce solutions. And then he has three online business. Kasi proud ako sa kanya parang aside from that,
ako I do understand na proud si Tina Nellie Ann sa achievements mo.
Business with yung brands like fashion, retail, coffee, drinkware and men's grooming. Hindi ko nalaman yung online niya kung hindi sinabi sa akin ng brother niya. Parang nagulat na lang, may online business ka.
Ang galing, tita. You're already enjoying the fruits of your labor. Grabe.
Yes, yes.
And ito po yung last. I will be asking Billy to give you a Mother's Day message. What's your Mother's Day message for your mom?
So my Mother's Day message is parang simple lang naman na when I was growing up, you've always been an inspiration to us just because you always let us be ourselves, but at the same time be a great example of how we need to grow up. Medyo dramatic yung mom ko. Kung makikita nyo, medyo na siya, teary-eyed. Wala pa kasi nasabi. So, but when I was growing up, we also know that you really work extremely hard just to give us this kind of life that we're comfortable, that we don't really need to think about what to eat next or a roof to sleep in. But not only a comfortable life, but a fulfilling life. So siguro yun yung pinaka-importante na we're no longer just parang you did not just provide us with the baseline things, the basic necessities, but you also allowed us or positioned us towards positioning us to parang a better successful life na would also be na mapapamana natin with my kids, my grandkids and all. So and for that I'm super grateful.
Thank you, Lord.
Maraming salamat. Alam mo ako, I personally had a wonderful time listening to your testimonies. And then I hope our audiences right now have learned a lot from you and from us, from our sharing. I would like to thank Billy for joining us, for spending time with us, and also Tita Nellie Ann for being generous in sharing your experiences. And to the next segment of our program, kasi Tita Nellie Ann sponsored a raffle prize to treat all the moms who are present. Maraming salamat po ulit, ha? God bless both of you.
That's right.
And then right now, I will be turning over the mic to